Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Augment Anthem. We are going to return to the mines. Yeah, the whole sector is just called the mines. That's right. Possibly the most confusing area so far, just because of that one central room that's just insane. Insane to navigate. However, before we do that, I thought of one fun thing. Actually, yeah, let's just stop there. When I was scanning over the map, I noticed that there are three, if I didn't miss one, 3 rooms with a teleporter that still are uncleared, and I think we should be able to clear them all. We start with this one. Yeah, this one obviously just requires us to manipulate boxes, which we can do now. So we... oh, I didn't realize I didn't grab the corner for some reason. There we go. So what we want to do here, I suppose not only weren't we able to manipulate boxes, but we might not have been able to even step on those switches at all. Yeah, I mean, once we can do both of those things, it's a pretty trivial matter. But it needs to be done. From how far away can we grab these things, actually? I never really tested that. Oh, pretty far away, it turns out. Okay. Good to know. We get sloth number 3. Well, that's been a while ago, but sure, okay. Sloth number 3. It's not known if sloth has a weakness, but the few survivors of Barrier Town who managed to flee through the tunnels mentioned it opening vents on its underside seconds before each of its attacks. Maybe to let air through as it descends, or maybe forming gaping mouths to feed on those it just crushed. It goes without saying, if the looming shadow of the machines turns into a literal one above your settlement, get out immediately, or get crushed into a permanent fixture. Right. And we get some money. And that did indeed clear this room. So, can we? Wow. We can. Can we grab one from off camera? We absolutely can. Holy crap. Okay. Can we grab the final one? No, that's too far. Interesting. That's still too far. Huh. Well, I mean, at that point we actually saw it. Interesting. How we were able to actually grab one of them from off-screen. Either way, the range seems pretty good. Let's see here. That should be one of them. Yep, sure enough. What was stopping us from doing something here? Just the fact that we couldn't reach those upper ledges? That seems reasonable. Oh. Okay, I have to be a bit more precise. But not super precise. That should do the trick. That does also stay on, good. And then we just do the same thing again, basically. Oh, except this one's even easier to land on. New file, Aquifer number 2. Cart likes to complain that the water from the aquifer tastes funny, but it's all in his head. He came from the armory where he drank the water that would condense on the hanging buildings there and drip down into puddles. Anything has to taste better than that, kids these days. Didn't we learn that the machines actually, like, poison the aquifer intentionally? Where did we read that? Factory, armory? I don't know. Pretty sure we heard something like that. I mean, something about some water supply having been poisoned. Presumably the aquifer, but maybe not. Intake Delta, aquifer, speaking of which. Yes, that is indeed here. And what is here? Oh. Womp womp. Okay, this is one of the few places, maybe the, well, one of two places, but we actually no longer need to deal with one of the two walls that I'm aware of this type. The other one being the one in the room straight west of Haven, which we already cleared because you only needed to make it through one of the two sides. Didn't ultimately need to deal with all of the obstacles, but yeah. So that is currently the only one of these walls that I am aware of that we need to break in order to get something. Okay, fair enough. In that case, I guess we're ready to move on to Central Mineshaft. That should be the big room. Actually, is it? Oh. Yes. We want to head out of here. Stay away. Oh, wait. Is that where we want to go? Did we still not open that? I guess so. I mean, I suppose we want to get to that switch, actually. Oh. Did I have my chance to do that? But I stopped my exploration. Or did I die? I don't know. I don't remember if I died or if I decided to turn around before actually unlocking all the shortcuts. But we should have unlocked something up generally in this upper leftward direction. Well, not this one. Certainly we unlocked some things, though. Some kind of shortcut. But how do we even get back up to the topmost section of the room? Let's see. I mean, this might work, actually. Yeah, we definitely opened up this. That should be... Wait, I mean, yeah, that should work. Have you ever been through this room? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, hi there. We might not actually have taken this path yet. Because this is definitely going to loop around and get us back into the main room, but to a part that's still blocked off. Also, this room itself does not actually have anything. Okay, that crawler is not even reacting to my shots. And now it's dead. So we still have not actually seen one of those things attack even once. Because... Oh, hi. Both the ones that I've encountered just died before they started doing anything. Why does this exist? Oh, for an anomaly. Right, because those are not marked in any way. That's some sort of sword stuck in a stone. Actually, that sword reminds me of something. There are only two sides to a coin. Apparently so, but suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge. Yes. What does this remind me of? I don't know what that... I don't know what that quote or... Yeah. If it was a quote, was all about, but that sword, oh my god. I'm thinking of some kind of cartoonish talking sword, perhaps? Like, is it an eye at its hilt? No, what? The guard, I suppose, between the hilt and the blade. I don't know. I mean, it's just a couple of pixels, so who knows what it's supposed to be? But and I can't even think exactly of what I'm thinking of. Oh well. Okay. And we are here, where we can finally open this up. Okay, good. Okay. More of this kind of nonsense. Ooh, oh. I can't believe I survived until here. Okay. Alright, I'm assuming we're gonna open that up, yes. There's that switch finally, which opens... Okay, only that one passage, but that's probably already good enough. Sure. Actually, let's not leave those plotters alone, because... Well, we literally just unlocked a shortcut to the main save room, but, you know, whatever. Can you please just die? Apparently not. Okay, oh, this is actually where an upgrade is. An augment, even. Although... Yeah, we don't currently have any more use for purple, but we'll take it anyway. Right, we opened both of these. Where are we trying to go here? Who knows? Oh, just for a red chest. Oh no, wait, yes, actually. Weird, but okay. Is there really nothing else here? Oh, no, there totally is. That makes more sense. Okay, we unlocked the way back up, I suppose, but yeah, this here, even though it's not technically at the bottom of the room, which is certainly confusing when you try to navigate by map, but I mean, you really should know by now not to do that, not to rely overly on the map. It's often more of a suggestion. Oh, hi there. It's one of those things. Actually, two of those things. Oh, hello. Oh, interesting. Okay. Homing projectiles. Yep, sure enough. To an extent, at least. Oh, that's already dead. Good. Good for me. Yeah, anyway, we made it to this room here. I think there is a little bit more in the bottom left corner of the big room. We made it to that side at one point, but yeah, we apparently did not open up the shortcuts. I mean, clearly we didn't. Maybe I need to come back around again. Well, either way, we're here now. I guess we're first making our way to the boss of the area, and then worry about everything else. I almost overshot that platform, which I guess wouldn't have been too bad. Hello? Why do these exist? To get to a box, okay. Where do I take the box? Hopefully just down here somewhere? Well, not immediately. It's a green augment and a text log, okay. And there's a pressure plate. Ah, this is not it. Interesting. Okay, I guess we're now currently in that narrow section on the right-hand side of the room. That would make sense. Hello. Oh, wow, okay, those things just go right through you and deal a ton of damage. It's kind of easy to miss that you're even being hit if you're not looking at your health. That's actually what makes those things especially nasty. We did not magnetize those things, that's fine. Honestly, probably don't even need all that money anymore. There was a platform up here with another one of those fortress things, though, so... Yeah, right up there. Ah, there's another box. We probably need that anyway. Oh, wow, okay, those things are certainly homing to an extent. They can turn around sooner. Oh, okay. Ooh. If they detect that you're there, I suppose. Okay. Pressure plate. Oh, hi there. That might have opened something on the far right side. Oh, hi. Ah, you have a melee attack. And then you kind of fall over in a really goofy way? What the hell? That's certainly odd, but you do you, man. Also, they have a real problem with detecting whether I'm in range or not, apparently. Really weird, but okay. Oh, there's another blue chest. Okay. I mean, there were two different closed doors on the far right side. But the first pressure plate did not seem to open either of them. Let's hope that this one right here... No, that's the other one. That's the second one. Or rather, that's the first one we activated. Yeah, okay. So we drop down here, collect the thing. Book 8, Double-Edged Sword. Blue augment. And, yeah, this pressure plate obviously opened the way back out. Well, we certainly have room for blue. Stack bonus on drone bullets. Stunned enemies stay stunned for longer. I guess it's just... They're talking about just hit stun, basically. Just how long an enemy flinches back after you when you hit him. Bonus on throwing range is kind of whatever. Sure. Oops. let's put that in, I suppose. And the room is actually clear. Good. This one's also supposed to have something. I'm gonna assume that the next room coming up, the weirdly shaped one, is gonna have a save point then. Oh wow, that's... Huh, that's interesting. Okay. Can almost make it up there. In fact, I mean, we can absolutely completely make it up there, but sure, let's play along. There's a mace switch, interestingly, in the middle of all of this. Okay, I guess we opened this up because I'm fairly sure that wasn't open a moment ago. We step on that, we open this up, and right. Now the question is, how do we get in there? We can reactivate these. Oh, okay, I see. Does that change anything about this middle section here? No, doesn't look like it. However, I mean, there aren't that many switches actually, so... Oh, okay, that just opens that up. Oh, both sides actually. Maze gate unlocked. And that also completes the room. Good. Don't fling yourself into that. Does this room have a save? Would we know already? Surely there must be a shortcut before a boss fight. Wow. Okay. New file, Book 11, Brimstone Express. This room was absolutely not marked as blue, so books don't count, I guess? Books don't count toward completion? But other documents do? Why? Why make it so inconsistent? Okay, that opens that. I mean, that's nice, but... Oh, there is a save point. Oh, in the actual boss room. I suppose I didn't consider that possibility. Yep, sure enough, it's right here. Well, at least there is one before the boss. That would have been pretty mean otherwise. I don't know that if we know what kind of boss is coming up here. Also, suspicious hole in the ceiling here. No, actually, it's not a hole in the actual ceiling. Yeah. Okay, don't fall down there. Gotcha. Is this another super ego? Yeah, wyrm. Okay, now I can move. Uh oh, I see the sparks descending. Okay, you want to hit the tail, I guess? Oops. It's not a lot of the window of opportunity for attacks. Yeah, you don't hit the head. Just a little tail orb. I guess the homing helps a little bit with that, maybe? Oh, wow, now we got lasers and fireballs. Damn. Melee attack? That might have hit, actually? I don't know. Hard to say. That probably didn't hit. Well, slow and steady is hopefully going to win the race. Oh god, yep, I'm right on that. Again, melee attack way too late. There we no? I guess it was still on cooldown actually there. Oof. Come on, focus. Melee. Oh, that might have hit. I don't know. It flashed, but it's so hard to say. I guess I'm just gonna focus on shooting and dodging. Oh, that definitely worked. Wait, is it getting shorter? Do we... Yeah, of course. Okay. I didn't really see when it happened because he was... I think the first time I destroyed one of his segments, I thought I saw an explosion effect, but I... Oh god. Didn't see... Although, this is getting pretty evil, I must say. I didn't notice that it actually got shorter because it had just basically disappeared off screen. God, this is getting crowded. Okay, we did destroy another segment. See, for example, there I wasn't even looking at the boss, I guess. Just focusing on the many things you need to dodge here. Holy crap, those are getting fast. Okay. Didn't notice. I didn't notice a flash indicating that I actually hit with my melee attack. Neither did I there. Okay. Ooh, probably heal here. Huh. This is definitely... Oh god, I completely lost track of where I was. That's cool. This is definitely the most challenging boss, but I think... I mean, we're obviously on the final segment here. We're just focused on shooting and dodging. I think we should be good here. Not sure if any of those shots landed, actually. Did we... Wait, we're still not done? Wow. Holy crap, dude. Okay, there we go. Just needed to land one more hit, I guess. Wyrm defeated. Got the early bird and the worm. Yeah, I guess it was kind of a worm bird. A flying worm of some sort. Whew, yeah, that was hectic. Tether Cipher Amplifier. The tether can stun enemies and break tether locks. Okay. Are tether locks gonna be those glowing types of wall? The tether can stun enemies and break tether locks. I mean, tether is just this, right? Ah. Oh. Aim at the tether lock and lock block. Press and hold RT. Wait. Aim? Oh, destroy with tether. X. What? I mean, I'm pressing X. It's reacting, but it's not getting destroyed. Do I hold it? Do I need to be closer? Oh, I don't have the thing equipped. I'm just... Why do I keep forgetting that? Because in every other Metroidvania you just get an ability and it immediately works. That's not how it works here. Enables the tether to destroy tether lock blocks and stunning enemies for a brief time. Okay. Maybe that's what the stun duration refers to then? That seems likely now in hindsight. Stunned enemies stay stunned for longer, yeah, okay. Evolved stasis melee stuns the enemy in a wide area. Enemies in a wide area when you use melee. Okay, sure. I mean, for now, I'm just gonna put this 1 point in so I can actually do this. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, well, that's not going to open up a lot of things for us, unfortunately. Also, do we have a mark on the map for the next place to go? Oh yeah, okay. All the way at the bottom first before we go to the top. I mean, I suppose that makes sense. I guess we never explored these bottom right rooms in the what was this place again? Power station. So we probably just need that latest ability to go through there, or maybe even down there. But I mean, I don't specifically remember where we needed, where we encountered those particular lock blocks. Apparently, is what they are. I mean, except of course earlier in this particular room there. I thought what was blocking us from going west from there was one of those magnetic locks, those magnetic switches. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was one of those barriers as well. Either way, we can now deal with that. Since we're right here. Oh, nice. Okay. Freeze the enemy to create a block to jump on. What? Okay. That is extremely fascinating. Whoa. And that made that enemy glitch out completely. Cool. As if we needed more ways to make the game glitch out. Also, why is this here? You can clear this easily with just a double jump. Just a normal jump is almost enough. That is the least necessary grapple point ever, but okay, sure. Oh, there's another mysterious holographic entity. Maybe the same one? John. Hello, John. Is that John's actual physical body? Inside that glass tube? Is it on? I suppose it won't know. I won't know either way if it is. Jane, I hope this reaches you. I'm so sorry you have to see me like this. I mean, technically she's seeing this, right? Because her and Elder are just monitoring Ego at all times. I mean, they said that they were going to at the very beginning of the game. And, you know, it was all a little awkward. But no one actually mentioned anything about it ever since. But technically they should still both be listening and seeing through Ego's eyes, right? Jane, I hope this reaches you. I'm so sorry you have to see me like this. I'm sorry for so many things I've put you through. I should have been there for you and your mom. Her loss broke me, Jane, and I tried to get away, tried to go on these expeditions to run from that endless well of pain. Worst of all, I dragged you along that sharp-edged road of emptiness. But I'm not sorry that you were with me, not for a second. You were my anchor, my hope. You were the only thing living in my life, the only beating heart, the very beating heart that pumped the blood through these tired old veins. You're everything to me, Jane, and maybe I was selfish making you come on all these dangerous journeys with me, knowing they weren't heading anywhere. But heading nowhere sometimes gets you somewhere. The world is withering, but I found the cure that can bring it back from the brink, that can bring you some kind of future. I found the anthem of humanity, its voice calling out to me through the ages, guiding me here. Me specifically, Jane. It has been watching events from afar for millions of years, subtly manipulating things, pushing the pieces on the cosmic game board towards a victory against its timeless enemy. The Omega Consciousness, I guess? It knew I was searching for something, that I needed redemption, so it offered me a path. You're the heart that kept my blood flowing, but another heart needed that life essence. Another heart was waiting at the end of the lonely road I dragged us along, and once it starts beating, the tune of the anthem will rise up over this dark world with a force and a fury the enemy will never be able to subdue. I'm giving my life for this. Like your mother, I'm giving my all so that you may have a future. But the anthem will need more than just my life if it's to succeed. A heart is nothing if it has no soul. You were mine. Now find Ego and be his. Together, the two of you will be unstoppable. Together, you'll end humanity's scourge. Don't mourn me, Jane. I'm at rest now with your mother, dancing up there amongst the stars. Someday, when you reach the surface and look up at them, you'll see us there. You gave me your strength all these years, and I'm so grateful. Give that to Ego now. And know that part of me is him, and that part will always be with you. Goodbye, Jane. I will always love you. Ego? Jane. Never mind. I need some time with this. Okay, so she did hear all that, I suppose. I just need some time. Yeah, I guess that's fair. What's the implication, though, again, exactly? That somehow John... I mean, John is now part of the anthem, I suppose, and the anthem is... What exactly is the anthem's connection to Ego? Or Ego's connection to the anthem? I don't know. I hope the game is going to clarify once again, because I'm maybe being a little bit slow. There is still something to find in here, apparently. Oh yeah, I mean, I see this. Wingworm number 2. Okay, sure. Let's read up on some random enemy. Wingworm. Wingworm? Oh. Oh, I guess that's an upcoming boss. Its cold metal skin is impenetrable. Wait, Wingworm, that's the thing we literally just fought. Okay, yeah, I'm really slow today, apparently. Its cold metal skin is impenetrable. As it chews through rock, the material is fed through a plasma track that runs the length of its interior, the high energy being dispelled at an exhaust port at its tail's tip. A strong enough blow here could set off a chain reaction throughout its body. I've spent many expeditions pursuing Wingworm through the makeshift tunnels of Bunker 7, hoping to get a shot at that very tail. I heard from a trader that Wingworm was digging around recently up near the mines. Perhaps we'll start our latest expedition somewhere up there. The strange feeling in my gut tells me. We'll never know. Room complete, though. Good. Some more money for my troubles. 2 power station, yes. Okay. Yeah, we've obviously been here. Okay, well, right, there are still 2 rooms. Yeah, the main room, which probably just has something in the bottom left corner of it left to collect, and then that weirdly shaped connecting background room. That's all that's left up there. Oh, actually, I think we might be missing the ability to travel upwards on those magnetic walls in some shape or form. So maybe we can't actually clear that yet. I mean, I know of one place specifically where we definitely can do something with this latest ability, which otherwise doesn't do that much. I mean, stunning enemies, yeah, sure, okay, and actually turning them into platforms, I mean, that's wild. I'm sure that can be used to reach places that are otherwise difficult to reach, but we have so many ways to travel gigantic distances upwards and sideways, and you know, the game has given us so many tools at this point that we often have many or several different ways to approach any given obstacle or difficult to reach place. We did open a maze door. We generally just made progress. We defeated another boss, so let's see if Forge has anything to say about that, for example. Maybe we can return to Jane in person, and she's going to want to talk to us. We are done with Elder's story, I suppose. We did get the achievement for hearing all of his dialogue, so... Okay, nothing from Forge. Wow, he really wants us to destroy basically every last enemy? Because, I mean, there are 2 more bosses left for sure. Maybe 1 final boss after that? I mean, technically, I guess our goal is to defeat id and Super Ego for good, but are we actually gonna fight them as bosses? Do they even exist as physical beings somewhere? Who knows? Okay, Jane does want to talk. Right, the only thing left to unlock here is the tree revival for 1 more freed human. We don't know where they are, I think. At least I don't remember seeing another cage somewhere that we couldn't reach, but I might very well have seen it somewhere. You okay? Ego, I'm fine. Your eyes say it all, Ego. They always do. You're worried about me, but you don't have to. I mean it. I'm okay, really. I wanted to believe that Dad was okay, that he was out there looking for me too. But somehow I knew that our last goodbye really was our last one. Expedition 26 had been a rough one. Dad was becoming more intense, more obsessive with each expedition that passed. He'd rant about how we need to find the anthem, and find it quickly. I think he felt like the more time that passed since Mom's death, the further he was getting from her. Like she was slipping away, and the only thing that could anchor her memory back was the anthem. So we looked. But one day we had this big fight. We had gone out farther than we ever had gone before, and found these ruins, truly a remarkable discovery. And in these ruins there was a door sealed shut. You don't know how exciting that is for an archaeologist, a door in a ruin protecting untold wonders and mysteries. But for Dad, that only dialed his obsession through the roof. He didn't want to eat or sleep, he just wanted to keep digging. We're so close, he rasped. We have to open it, it has to be us. He could feel it throbbing in his mind, and I felt those desperate words throbbing in my heart. I fought with him. I didn't know what to do. He hadn't eaten in days, barely drank. So I told him that Mom would hate what he had become. She would hate him. Can you believe that? A daughter stabbing her father in the heart like that? I was just so scared of losing the only parent I had left. And it did hurt him, I could see it. He became really quiet, just nodding ever so slightly. He came back to our campsite. We ate in silence that night and went to sleep. A restless sleep, but at least he was sleeping, I thought. But then I felt the rumbling, a familiar and terrible noise. I knew what was coming. I felt the terrible tremor in my soul ever since I was a little girl, and now it was back just like I had never woken up from that nightmare. And Dad, he wasn't there in the tent. I called to him, so afraid, but I knew he wasn't in the campsite. I ran as quick as I could on the uneven, quaking ground to that door and was shocked to find it open. Dad was inside, oblivious to the coming danger. I called to him and he turned, and his face, Ego, well, for the first time in years, it was peaceful. The world was falling apart around us and Dad was completely calm and at peace. He smiled and told me that he had found the anthem at long last. He told me to find you, to find Ego and guide you. I pleaded with my dad to come as far as come as I ran for that door, called to him that he wasn't making sense, but he wasn't listening. It'll all be clear soon, he said. Find Ego. You'll know where to look. You'll feel it in your blood like I did. Just go to where you sense me and you'll find us both. Goodbye, Jane, my little star catcher. And that was it. The door slammed shut before I got there. I pounded on it furiously, calling out to my dad, but in that moment, wyrm emerged, threatening to tear down the cavern. So I ran. I ran until I found you, Ego, and that was it. It was just like Dad said. I could feel your presence calling to me. I didn't know where else to go, so I came to you. And I think I finally understand something. Ego. Something my dad tried to teach me. I analyzed the data from Dad's final transmission. I couldn't believe it at first, but I know it's true now. Part of you is human. Your brain and your heart are organic, somehow seamlessly integrated into your machine components. Like the process it uses to make her monsters, but far more refined. But your brain and heart need blood in order to function, and not just any blood either. A special blend of synthetic and organic, stitched together all the way down on the genetic level. Whatever process was used to put you in stasis drained that blood. But my father, he had what you needed. It's why he could always find relics no one else could, or activate some of Bunker 7's strange machinery, or feel this place. Feel this place. I also have this gene. It's why you and I have such a connection. Well, your eyes say more than your words anyway, but Dad used to say that humanity is made up of 3 parts: the spirit, the mind, and the body. At the intersection point of all 3 parts sits the ego, the human soul, and the anthem is the chorus of those souls. You had the heart, the spirit, and the brain. But you had the heart, the spirit, and the brain, the mind. Dad made sure you got the rest. Your eyes say it all, Ego. Don't be sad for me. Dad found peace. You were his life's work, a life filled with searching for a way forward, not just for himself, but for me too. You are that way, but you have to want to be it. Dad's blood was crafted millions of years ago by some presence far beyond us, but he always had a choice. He chose you. Now I'm doing the same. But you also have a choice, Ego. Are you simply a machine carrying out our mission, or will you choose to be a vessel for the soul, the ego, the weapon of the anthem? Ego, one more thing. This town, we used to light a candle for everyone we lost. It was a yearly tradition. Dad, well, he never lit one for Mom. Couldn't bring himself to do it. Wouldn't let me attend either. I used to watch it from my window as a kid, though. I always thought it was kind of nice. The little distant twinkling lights, each a reflection of a person's light, like a constellation of Dad's stars shining against the dark. It's a bit early for it this year, but, well, I'd like to light one for him and Mom. I can't really do this alone. Can you maybe set it up? I know I've asked a lot of you already, but I want you there. I want you there so you can see that you're more than just a body, that there are people that will light a candle for you too. Well, I'm never gonna die, of course, but sure, I appreciate the sentiment. Those people are who you're fighting for, Ego. They're who Dad died for. Just help me out one more time, okay? Oh, sure. How do I do that? Do I just... Is this a thing I purchase? Yes, Candle Vigil. Freed Humans 10, okay. You must always remember those who brought us here. The candles. You did it, Ego. You brought light back to Haven. I only wish Mom and Dad were here to see it. I suppose you're right. Some part of me is them, and so is some part of you. Tell me, Ego, what is it that you're feeling? Huh? Confusion? Anger? Pain? Relief? Happiness? Just say it, just tell me. I know you can't, but I promise someday I'll be here to listen when you can. Maybe that's the meaning of the anthem, to keep fighting in this world until you've found someone you're willing to light a candle for you when they leave it. Someone you're willing to light a candle for when they leave it. They leave the world? Yeah, okay. I lit one today for Mom and Dad. They're out there glowing under the tree. And I've got one here saved for you too. Just don't make me use it anytime soon, okay? Jane, I'll light a candle for you too. Sniff. So emotional. That was no achievement for ending her quest line though, so I guess there's gonna be more for her. Here are the candles. Careful not to set the dead, dried up tree on fire. Okay. We did find a book, or two? Two, possibly? We also... Oh yeah, okay, so the weird sword is definitely put here now. So there are 2 more missing, wow. But we don't get any notification about them on the maps. Like, notification, I mean, they're not marked. They don't cause rooms to be marked in blue. That's what I'm trying to say, so good luck finding them all. Although, we still haven't been to 2 whole zones, I guess, pretty much. So there's a pretty decent chance. Still missing this one. Ah, but we did get this double-edged sword, cover 8, by J.D.R. Hawkins. Double-edged sword by J.D.R. Hawkins. Ego, a moment of your time, if you please. You recently recovered this novel that takes place in the aftermath of the bloody American Civil War. It's a novel about reconstruction, about a soldier coming home to his family and having to rebuild his devastated land while also dealing with the trauma of years of conflict. What I'm trying to say is, what is it that you want to build once our current conflict has ended? It's not enough just to fight, to destroy ego. If that's all there is, war and death, then you'll only become an agent of destruction, no different than the machines you fight. Maybe you don't see it, but I think there's something very human in you. And there are few things more human than dealing with the consequences of conflict, not unlike this cavalryman David Summers from a war long since forgotten. He was put on trial. It seems that your trial is just beginning, one that'll decide which you are, machine or human. I want to believe in you, Ego. I hope you don't disappoint. Wow, that was okay. Certainly an unusual little book club episode. Anyway, Brimstone Express, cover number 11. Brimstone Express by Justin Bienvenu. Finally, we have a train heist book. I never realized you were such a fan of trains, Cart. Well, with a name like Cart, I mean, his name isn't Cart, though. It's short for cartographer, and that's obviously not even his real name, so... anyway. Well, with a name like Cart, you kinda have to be. Besides, Jeremy and I used to go down and look at the busted up old ones in the deep metro and imagine what they were like when they used to run. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but in this book an Old West outlaw named Kiro Dusk tries to knock off a train that is filled with hellish monsters, blood and guts, and intense survival horror. So you're saying it's pretty much just like the busted up trains in the deep metro? Pretty much. But at least it has a strapping cowboy outlaw in it. Dad used to tell me stories he read about the Wild West while we camped in some of those train cars for shelter. Sounded like a lively place filled with adventure and romance. And historic treasure? Huh, don't fall into the same trap Kiro Dusk did, Cart. Some treasures are guarded by terrible things and are meant to be left alone. Jane? Never mind. I look forward to seeing if Dusk survives the demonic heist and rides off into the sunset, treasure in hand. Sometimes thieves who overreach deserve a second chance. Especially if they're a strapping outlaw? Always if they're a chiseled cowboy, Cart. Okay. Alright, yeah. And there are, what, 2 more books missing in this bottom row? And then who knows how many in the top row? Wait, did we ever look at that? What is that? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, I suppose the top row is also starting to fill up. Anyway, one door open down here, huh? And there might be new dialogue with someone? Not quite sure. Oh yeah, there is with her. Not sure what triggers that. Maybe just general progress? Indriel. So you set out on the Eternal Crusade with Indriel? Was that the name of her mysterious savior? Guess so. Yes, but the Eternal Crusade was nothing as I expected us to be. After the ceremony, the Anthem bestowed a portion of its power on each of us initiates, amplifying our strengths and elevating us into full Elendari. You all got powers from the Anthem? I thought it was limited to 1 per species. In a sense, that is correct, Elendar. You will understand soon enough. But my people's early discovery of the Anthem gave them greater mastery over its strange technologies. They leveraged this, constructing the capital city Gara with the ring of mountains formed by the Anthem itself. They used the Holy Relic's capabilities to form an impenetrable shield and powerful skyward defenses around the city. So the only way the Omega Consciousness could assault the city was on foot. Precisely. This is why the provinces surrounding the capital city were tasked with defending the approaches to it at any cost. As long as the holy city stood, so did our people, and that is where the Elendari came in. We were a rapid response group, charging into the fiercest of battles, or staging ambushes within the most rugged terrain. I followed Indriel and the others into battle, learned what I could from their technique, and with each passing skirmish I found myself becoming more proficient, more capable of killing my way to justice for my family. But purely defensive wars cannot be won, especially from what I've heard about Omega. There had to be casualties. You are correct as ever, Elendar. With each battle, our numbers would dwindle, and the enemy would advance across the proxy provinces. When I would ask Indriel about this, challenge her about her promise that the meaning of our sacrifices would be revealed in the crusade, she'd only offer an exasperated, yet somehow still patient smile and say, "Keep the faith, child. Your answers and our salvation are coming." And did they come? In a sense. One night, after a particularly difficult mission, I found myself wandering our encampment unable to sleep. Only I was surprised to find Indriel still awake, still in her armor, no less. "Is it always like this?" I asked her. "Do we always simply lose? Is the Eternal Crusade nothing but a sacrificial road built on the blood of our people?" Indriel looked at me then, her eyes filled with a tinge of sadness, but also something else. Maybe hope? "We always lose, Endrin," she said, "until the one day in which we win. The one day we show Omega that our lands are not for the taking. And that day is today. Come, the twin suns are rising. The Archdiocese has summoned us for an important mission, the last in the Eternal Crusade." What did she mean by the last? I wondered that very thing, but it was not my place to question. I followed, and we rendezvoused with the Holy Sect in a valley not far off. There we were entrusted with a sacred task, one I did not expect. We were to escort a 10-year-old girl directly into the heart of the enemy's camp. A girl? No mere girl. She was the Anthem. The Anthem? What do you mean? The Anthem had chosen her, Elindar, and thus it had chosen us to carry out its divine will. We were forbidden to speak to the girl, even her face was veiled off from us, so we set out in silence with our strange and precious cargo, charting a course directly into enemy-infested territory. It sounds dangerous. It was, but it wasn't without its beauty. Though the enemy ravaged entire biomes, there were pockets of untouched, pristine wilderness. I found myself glancing at the girl though we were instructed not to. No tentacles or fangs like Omega's warriors, just a girl. Through her veil she looked at the world around us with wonder, even the battle-scarred portions of it. She had clearly never been outside the capital city Gara, or maybe even the Grand Cathedral itself, and I felt a tug in my heart, a sensation I had thought long dead in me. She reminded you of yourself, dreaming about a world beyond the borders of your farm. Yes, she was all the heart and curiosity of my people beneath the heavy armor forced on us by Omega. And yet she was more. We had already been behind enemy lines for a few days when we set up camp in an untouched forest glade. There was a small waterfall there, the light of the planet's rings cutting through the night and dancing playfully in its turbulence like liquid silver. I was stationed at the entrance to this defensible eddy to keep a watchful gaze over our charge. Not to interact, of course, as this was forbidden. That is why I was concerned when I heard the girl speaking to someone. One of the other Elindari? So I thought. It was a rare occurrence, but occasionally an Elindar would turn apostate and work with Omega to harm our people. Alarmed about this, I rushed back into the glade only to find the girl alone. A relief, but also a concern. "Who were you talking to?" I asked without thinking. I must have been breaking about a dozen holy decrees. The girl looked down then, embarrassed, and I realized I must have frightened her. "I'm sorry. You're not in trouble," I assured. "I don't often speak to others." The girl looked up at me then, still uncertain, but less so than before. "I understand. I don't really speak to people on this plane of existence either," she said tentatively. "On this plane of existence? What does that mean?" That's what I asked her. Again, she looked at me sheepishly. "Well, I was conversing with the Fae. They sometimes pass over and speak with me," she explained. I didn't want to startle her again, so I simply asked, "What do these spirits tell you?" The girl's eyes lit up, delighted I didn't think her crazy. "Well, when they're not fighting with one another, they offer me wisdom on how to deal with Omega. One is very arrogant, but charming in his own way. The other is very stone-faced and likes to refer to himself as we for some reason." Oh, it was Marek and Chadyar? Chadwick? That sounds like... She was referring to Marek and Chasyar, exactly. Indeed, she was Elindar, though I couldn't see it at the time. It or them, I suppose. "They've been my only family since I've been born, other than the monks who taught me at the cathedral," she explained. "And What do you refer to yourself as? I asked. What do you refer to yourself as? Or should I keep thinking of you as the girl without a name? The girl laughed, then became quietly thoughtful for a moment. Marva, she said, in barely a whisper. I have never told anyone that. Well, anyone other than the Fae. She smiled at me then, tears welling in her eyes for a reason I could not detect. But then the moment was broken by an all too familiar sound. Omega found you. Dozens of blighted creatures poured out of the forests and hills at once. We were surrounded, our only option to fight our way out. I cut through several of the beasts, trying to clear a path for Marva to break through. Go, I called to her, both of us running for the opening. But a blur came from the side, one of Omega's brawlers, large, heavily armored beasts. It slammed its heavy claws into the ground, knocking both Marva and me from our feet. Time seemed to slow down as I tried to catch my breath. I saw Marva on all fours before the screaming monster, her hand reaching out to me like some kind of echo from that hollow farm all those years ago. And her veil blew to the side, revealing her face for the very first time, revealing her eyes. They were partially synthetic, lightly aglow with the power of the anthem, like yours. But unlike yours, they were filled with fear and pleading. But somewhere in there, a tinge of trust and reassurance, like my Palamu's eyes that night. Fully expecting that I would be there to save her? Presumably. It was in that moment that I heard them, heard the Fae. Marek and Chaziar spoke to you? Yes. They told me to get up, to act. And I somehow did. Their wisdom and strength flooded into my muscles. They showed me what I needed to do to cut down the Brawler and Omega's other creatures. I made quick work of them, moving like I never had before, like I could sense my enemy's every move. It was as though I had fought them 1,000 times before. When the killing was done and their bodies lay strewn at my feet, I turned back to the girl. I reached down to Marva. Take my hand and come with me, I said. She did, both of us retreating from the glade, both of us knowing we each would look out for one another from that point forward. That maybe I trying to find justice to fill the hole left by my family, and she trying to fulfill her duty, may have found a family in one another. But what of the crusade, of Indriel? Indeed, we had one last mission to fulfill before we could think of anything as pleasant as family. We linked up with Indriel and what remained of our company just as they were finishing off the last of Omega's creatures. Scouting party, Indriel informed. Omega knows we're close to its beating heart on this planet. It's looking for us. It fears the anthem. I looked to Marva in my arms, into her lightly glowing eyes. Then let us not disappoint it, I said. Let us finish Omega once and for all. And did you? I'd like to think so. But alas, a crusade is a journey of many steps and battles. Stay on your journey, Elendar, and we shall finish this crusade together soon. Of course, she wasn't going to give us the conclusion of the story quite yet. Okay. This is not open. Still, so where did we open a path? Not there, apparently. Oh. I guess there must have been a barrier between here and there. What is... Wow, okay. Yeah, we have not been to this lower section here at all, apparently. Okay, I mean red, sure. More drone damage, tether range. Drone damage it is. Is there acid dripping from the ceiling? Wow. I guess at the very end we're finally going to get to that tunnel that connects all the way to the town hall, where we can see a document, a text log of some sort, just behind the door, just out of reach. Okay. I mean, over there we're still missing... Well, there's one path that's not open. I don't know how many maze doors there are gonna be. And Marek wants to talk. Oh my god. 59 minutes though? Sure, let's finish it. Anthem. You started the war with Omega on your 3rd rendition and were to the 7th by the time you merged with the Anthem. What happened? Well, in the world of genetic research, you weren't really living until you lost an arm and a leg. Was working with the Anthem really that dangerous? Trying to brute force a solution to break through the safety locks on the most powerful entity the universe has ever known? No, it was a cakewalk. Well, one with a few less arms and legs. I of course jest, Eeg. Those times weren't exactly the fondest in my life. Let me tell you, not a party at all. But I got to work alongside Cyril, which made it more than bearable. And each day certainly wasn't boring as we crafted a new innovative genetic sequence for either myself or one of the other lucky clones. I'm scared to see what kinds of genes you'd find to be exciting or innovative. As you should be, Eeg. We tried the craziest stuff. I'm talking fringe, real fringy things. We gave this one guy 3 heads. 3! Made things terribly awkward when they got in a love triangle. And I thought my situation with Sarah was complicated. You could have just cloned an extra head. Yeah, but one Sarah head was already enough for 1,000 hearts I could have cloned. That's not exactly what I'm... Now Marek 4, he was a brute made to impress the ladies. An absolutely magnificent piece of meat. They instilled in me extra muscles and like 4 additional feet of height. I could choke out one of the amphibian bears dwelling in the local cave system just by flexing at it. I'm talking pecs for days. Marek 4? Whatever happened to Marek 3? Well, that was the brutal nature of the Anthem genetics program. We tried a genetic sequence with the Anthem, find that it didn't work, and ship that clone to die terribly at the front, fighting against the Omega Consciousness' shock troops. Then the next day we'd try again with a new clone. Rinse and repeat. Then rinse some more, since Omega soldiers tended to create a lot of mulch out of dead clones. You make it sound so casual. You didn't mind dying? Oh, it hurt quite a bit, Eeg. Nothing casual about that. And you remember every last bone cracking. Stuff of true nightmares. Gives me the shivers just thinking about it. But, as they say, pain is only fear leaving the body, along with guts. They put so many guts in Marek 4's body. I'm starting to wonder if Chasya was right. You wound me worse than Omega, Eeg. My society wasn't completely without a soul. Not completely. I had Cyril to dull the pain, and to my surprise, by the time I reached Marek 5, she began to take notice of me too. Breeders weren't allowed to speak to clones, so it came as some surprise to find a note left from her at my workstation. And that's coming from a guy that just got eaten by an Omega centipede bat. What did the note say? Cyril wanted to compliment my well-balanced triple helix DNA. Very romantic. No need to be jealous, Eeg. You can never attain it, so just be happy with what you have. I'm starting to feel sympathies with the centipede bat. We left notes for each other over many shifts. 2 base pairs of friendship naturally bonding into a strand of romance. Not a triple helix? Funny you should ask. I finally worked up the nerve to ask Sarah out formally, after adding a few nerve clusters to myself, naturally. I then held my breath, waiting for her answer the next day. Me, a guy who faced down death multiple times. Nervous. So what did she say? It's complicated. Too complicated for us lesser, unmodified beings? Actually, it's not like that this time, Eeg. Just complicated. Cyril said no. Ouch. I'm sorry, Marek. That must have hurt. And then she said yes. Okay, maybe it's too complicated for my lesser mind. Cyril wanted to be with me, Eeg, but the laws of my planet forbid it. That, and she was already engaged to General Braum, head breeder over in the War Department. A real arrogant jerk if I ever saw one. You were flirting with a betrothed woman, Marek? Don't make it sound more scandalous than it needs to be, Eeg. Well, I was already breaking the law, but flirting with a promised woman wasn't anything out of the ordinary on my planet. Breeders of lower social stature couldn't refuse an engagement request from breeders in higher circles, unless an even more prominent breeder came along and superseded them. Oh no, Marek, what did you do? Simple. I proposed myself. But with the loss on your planet... Oh, they certainly would have discontinued my line had I pulled a stunt like this in normal times, but with the war against Omega in full swing, times were anything but normal. Additionally, I was a member of the Anthem genetics program, which afforded me some wiggle room. Even more of a shock was Braum's willingness to enter into a bidding war. A bidding war? If an eligible breeder were to challenge a marriage proposal, they were given a 6-year period to prove their superior breeding skills over their opponent. Braum had no reason to accept my challenge, but did so with enthusiasm. He likely wanted to dissolve the Science Academy and absorb it into the War Department if we failed, making him the sole head of the Anthem project. That, or he just hated clones and enjoyed any chance to stomp us down. But how exactly did your bidding war work? I simply told Braum that Cyril and I would breed a clone that could access the Anthem before Braum's department could. You bet your entire planet's future on a love duel? Pretty epic, am I right, Eeg? And duel we did. Braum had many clone soldiers at his disposal, and no moral qualms about using them up like we in the Science Academy did. So Cyril and I had to get pretty creative with our technique. What, reptilian DNA too basic for you? Exactly. Maybe I underestimated your intelligence before, Eek. You seem to be getting it. So Marek 5 was a bust. Despite his bravery and vision in setting us on our new course, we immediately set out to build the sleekest clone yet. Marek 6 was the full package. Agile, hyper-intelligent. I didn't think it was possible to get any smarter, but there I was, marveling at my own brilliance. And the finest shot our side of the galactic disk. But, oh, dead on arrival, Eeg. An absolute travesty. First rejected by the Anthem, then stepped on by a giant walking fortress moments into battle. My dreams getting crushed along with him. You said you figured out the Anthem by your 7th rendition, so Marek 7 was the one. How'd he do it? Points for listening, Eeg. Points all around. Sarah was quite disheartened by our recent failures, and neither Braum nor Omega seemed to be slowing down. That's when she looked at me. I mean, really looked at me. You're perfect, she said. But you were a petri dish of goo at that time, yes. But that didn't matter to her. Sarah saw me for who I was, not just another clone or some science project. A person? No, so much better than that, Eeg. A naturally occurring perfect genetic sequence, all grown on its own, no synthetic manipulation needed. The clone Marek 7 was simply me. And here I was hoping for a shark fin. What happened when you approached the Anthem? I was already bracing for the gruesome death coming my way when the doors of the Anthem's machinery peeled back. It whispered for me to come closer, and I did. I felt it reaching out to me, pulling me into its warm embrace. Not that different from the moment your cold conscience gets pulled into a brand new clone body. And when I emerged, I had become something new, something powerful enough to stop Omega, and even more important, marry Cyril. And what of Braum? I'm sure a guy like that probably wouldn't take things lightly. You're right about that, E. Arrogant narcissists like Braum only think about themselves. But more on him later. For now, just remember this. Search inward for your true strength, E. The answers to the Anthem don't lie out there, but in here. Marek, that's actually pretty profound. Well, it comes with my naturally perfect triple helix. Still unattainable, E, but you're welcome to come bask in my brilliance anytime. And there he is. I'm gonna go shoot some machines and hope one of them upgrades me with a shark fin. Okay. Sure. Right, we still have... Okay, oh, wait, actually, we want Radio to talk to us. Also just quickly checking on him. Wow, Jazier also wants to talk. You know what? Sure, it's fine. Remnants. I can see that this issue of the remnants is bugging you, Ego. What were they? What was their purpose? This issue of the remnants. The strangest thing is, I subtly asked Elder about them the other day, you know, in that casual way that all people talk about clones. But he said he never heard of them, yet I could tell he was lying, and that these remnants worried him greatly. Something here isn't what it seems. I actually have no idea what he's talking about. Remnant? What? It's been quite a while since we had any new dialogue with him, so I guess I just forgot what that last conversation was all about. Well, I know I always say that, but this time I'm pretty sure we're actually onto something. Keep your eyes peeled, Ego. Even though it was hundreds of years ago, this Logos was working towards a goal, something to do with the Anthem. And I get the eerie feeling that that goal still affects us to this day, and that we'd better figure out what it is, and soon. Another vault's up on the map, way down in the old aquifer. Good luck, Ego. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it took so long for that next vault to become available, but there it is. Cart's joke. Oh no. Hey, Jazier. Greetings, little crashling. Wait, you two know each other? You knew he could understand us, Jazier, and you didn't tell me? Forgive us, friend Ego. An old habit from our days in the crash. We assumed you were aware of the crashling's telepathic connection. But what Ego wasn't aware of is how much this joke is going to blow his mind, or computer chip, or whatever. Ah, jokes are very highly revered in our culture. Very difficult to achieve a humorous outcome when all of the audience is connected and aware of what you humans call a punchline. Okay, challenge accepted. We'll go with what we humans call the greatest joke of all time then. Knock knock. You're supposed to say who's there. In the crash, we would already know who's there. Jazier, just say it or I'll invite Marek to answer. Very well, little crashling. No need to get vicious. Who is there? Banana. Knock knock. Who is there? Banana. Knock knock. We did not realize all clones were as annoying as Marek. Jazier, knock knock. Who is there? Orange. Now say orange who? Orange who? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana again? I'm sorry, Jazier. I'll ask Cart to stop. That is positively delightful, Crashling. Well done. Someday, when the great spires of our homeworld are rebuilt, you and your humor will be held in the highest esteem among the great poets of the crash. You see, Ego, Jazier gets me. Aren't you glad? I'm going to go find something to kill now. Goodbye. Yes. Same, actually. And I don't mean in the game. What was I just thinking? Oh, right. I was thinking that we could even make this episode a little bit longer still and check out that latest vault. Because why not? Vault Aquifer. That should be the one. Wait! Is this actually... Ah, this is the vault? Okay. That... I mean, I was literally talking about how maybe we would get the ability to just teleport to random save points that we hadn't physically been to, you know? And that might be how we get into this mysterious room. The possibility that this might simply be one of the vaults just didn't even occur to me for some reason. But, well, here we are. New file, Vault Node 4.1, and I guess this is just Vault Node 4.2. Right there. We finally opened that. And we grab this for good measure. That room is now, if it wasn't before, it is now cleared, I suppose. And of course we read it too. For one, I feel strange. Pain. I feel pain. Everywhere, but no matter. The transformation was a success. That is all that matters. Not this pain. Pain. Forgive me. The focus is difficult. We must accelerate our plans. Ego and his brother have become a burden. Worse than the pain I'm feeling. The Anthem chose Ego. It is offended by my attempts to seize it, so it hurts me. But we must press forward. Ego is wrong in his use of the Anthem against Omega. Omega must not be destroyed. It must be controlled. Therefore, the Anthem is wrong in its choice to bind itself to Ego. We must relieve it of that misstep. I've begun the final phase of our plan. Things will become dangerous once I lure Ego to the surface. This new body of mine is strange. There's a very real chance Ego will kill me. If that happens, you must take control of the operation. Embed yourself within society. Get close to the Anthem. Finish what we started. If this is our last transmission, then you will be our next best hope. Everything lies with you now. Radio. What? What? Wait. But Radio's the one who's been sending us on these expeditions to find info in the vaults. Did he forget? Did he never get that message? I mean, I suppose it never reached him, actually, but it was intended for him. Okay. I have to return to him now and see if he has anything to say about that. Not quite sure what to make of that, though. He does not have anything to say about that? Seriously? Okay. That's a bit weird, but... Alright. I guess we need to make some more progress before we can actually confront him about that. Or whatever we're gonna do. I mean, I guess as per usual, I'm going to try and head toward the next boss next, because we're obviously still missing something. That the most recent ability... I mean, it's possible that there is another one of those magnetic blocks somewhere, or maybe, you know, maybe two. But I really don't remember seeing them anywhere, except for this room that basically had a sample of just about every obstacle. And then the one that we literally opened today in this episode. So... yeah, that by itself did not really open up anything, except for presumably the way to the depths where we're headed next. So, we'll do that, and maybe there we'll get the ability to wall climb or something, which is definitely going to open up some paths for us. So, that seems useful. We could obviously just travel around and collect a good portion of all the remaining items that are still left at this point, but what am I even doing here? This is not where I wanted to go. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the episode here. Next time, we're going to head down to the depths and see if we can reach the next boss. We probably can. Well, depends on how complicated and involved that zone is going to be. But, yeah, we'll see. And we'll see what kind of ability we even get. As always, for now, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.